since there is no temple, are we supposed to have lamb then? Okay, Chris, it all depends whether you want to take a rabbinic stance. The rabbinic stance from a Ashkenazi European Jewish perspective is we don't do this anymore. And traditionally, you get a nice brisket.
Yeah.
A nice brisket, maybe some chicken to add to it. There's definitely noodle kugel, and you got to have gefilte fish. You got to have the gefilte fish. I know it's somewhere. If you look in the Torah codes, I'm sure that it says, and what?
Noodle kugel.
What? Not noodle kugel, the
Matzo ball
potato,
soup.
matzo ball soup. I'm sorry, I'm thinking Rosh Hashanah.
Gefilte
Look at
fish.
that. Look at my tradition.
You got 'em all mixed
I kicked
up.
into Rosh Hashanah. Matzo ball soup, right?
gefilte
Matzo ball soup,
fish.
gefilte fish, and
it?
chopped liver. There
Sometimes.
was some chopped liver on matzah, of course, and those are things that have become traditional foods. Now, the Sephardic Jews, the North African Jews, the Spanish, they will eat lamb, and so thankfully they do, because in Israel you can go to the market and get lamb because people do. Now, here's where your question really comes together. Are we keeping the Passover?
I don't think we're keeping it.
So what does it mean?
Celebrating it.
Right.
We're remembering it.
Because the Passover is what?
Well, also back to the question, you shall not sacrifice your lamb. Now, we're not doing a sacrifice. I mean,
maybe Chris, are you sacrificing a lamb?
We don't.
Well, we won't call the municipality on you.
We buy our lamb and we cook our lamb and we eat our lamb, but we don't sacrifice it. Right. Now, if you slaughter your lamb, that doesn't necessarily mean you're sacrificing it either. Because the thing is, you are not to sacrifice it on any other mountain. Right. You're not supposed to sacrifice it in your gates. You're supposed to sacrifice in place. But if this is a sacrifice that you're doing, I'm not. I go out and I buy my lamb and I cook it up. Because this thing about keeping the Passover is indirect. You know, we're going with Torah, right? That you come up to Jerusalem and you sacrifice your lamb, and that is the Passover. The Passover is the sacrificial lamb. The Korban Pesach, the sacrificed lamb, is the Passover. So that is what you are not to do anywhere but the temple. The rest of this is, in my opinion, you can disagree with me, is a rehearsal. It's a remembrance. It's an observing to a point. So let's bring in as much as we can, because we're going through these rehearsals. Also, as believers, we're remembering Yeshua and everything he went through some 2,000 years ago, playing out the spring feast and his first coming to the very minute and hour, and with exact, precision of all these Torah things that are in there, that we can relate those and bring all those together. But the lamb, you're going to get a lamb, preferably killed properly in a kosher way, and then roasted and done that to do that.